Saw a big adult science fair where a whole bunch of nerds show off all the cool projects they've been working on, and today we're here with...
Hi, I'm Tim Gubsky, and this is my project, the DIY Infinideck. Heavily inspired by the Disney holotile design, if you guys have seen that online. Works in a very similar way, but the internals are possibly different, unclear. How it works is it has this array of slanted cones that basically will allow you to move the object in any direction by articulating which way the cone is angled and by also moving that top surface. Right? So if you have a box, for instance, sitting on top of them, it only touches the top elevated surface of everything and then lets you push it in that one direction.
And there's one motor controlling both of those surfaces independently.
So I have one motor for the angle and one motor for rotating that top surface.
And somehow that coordinates into a surprisingly organic feeling experience.
Yeah, for sure.
How hard is that to do, the kinematics of figuring out how everything mapped? Did you have to fully reverse engineer that yourself?
Yeah, so the majority of the process was figuring out how to actually design the internals of the thing and make it manufacturable and easy to assemble and operate. But some of the tricky parts were definitely getting the software to control it in a way that feels intuitive and feels good.
And is it Arduino based?
Yeah, so there's an Arduino Leonardo at the back set up with an I2C multiplexer for all of the encoders and 2 PWM drivers for all of the motor controllers for the motors.
Very cool. And theoretically, you could move this anywhere if you dial it in. Any orientation, any level of roll spin,
anywhere on the treadmill is fully accessible. Yeah.
Awesome. That's super cool. And where can people find more information about you and this project?
Yeah, for sure. You can check out my YouTube or go to timgubsky.ca or .com for some of my other projects and stuff.
Awesome.
So this is the HoloMat. It's a custom touchscreen interface that I made that looks just like something out of the Marvel movie. So you can open up any apps and everything scales to real life. So this is an app opening and we can use this actually as a measuring tool. And now we scale to real life size.
So sick.
And we can measure anything we put on the mat just by touching and dragging.
And this is getting projected from the top there. Can you talk about how the interface and everything works?
Yeah, this is a capacitive touch layer. It's a custom, actually floppy desk mat that we have. So we can build stuff on it and not harm it. But then we are projecting it from a Raspberry Pi. And it's a custom JavaScript React interface that we have.
Basically your own OS that you've written.
Yep.
And what are the sort of use cases that you use this for?
We can use this from everything from creating 3D models, analyzing them, and even sending them directly to our printer or to our laser cutter.
And is there, obviously you could input with your fingers and touching, but is there input from a camera that could reference objects and read them and give you feedback on?
Yeah, so you can actually place objects on the HoloMat and then scan them, and you can get a 2D depth map of it so that you can 3D print it or create a case for it or whatever you want.
So the end game of this is, it's your computer that can also interface and understand the world around you in real space and time.
Yep, go right from an idea to a 3D model to an actual prototype.
Insane. And then what's the hardest problem you had to encounter or solve while you were building this? Because there's a lot of moving pieces here.
Yeah, the hardest problem would be figuring out how to do this capacitive touch layer in a way that allows us to easily roll it up and store or just lay out wherever we want.
And you mentioned this was multiple versions in this project. How did you deal with a touch beforehand?
So initially we did hand tracking with a camera, and that was running a little bit too slow on a Raspberry Pi. So we switched to something that would give us an instant reaction when touching, which is the capacitive touch foil.
So cool, man. And where can everybody find you and more about this project if they want to see more of it?
You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, Concept Bytes.